Hello, hello. Welcome to the live chat. Okay, I think I'm kind of tired of that avatar. I think I'll change it. You know what? I need to get some new avatars. Or, yeah, let's see. Edit the avatar. I think today would be a good day for tea. There we go. Uh, yes. Excellent. All right. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the live chat. So, yesterday, some of you all were concerned because at the end of the video, everything was muted, right? Well, the reason why it was muted is because at the end of the video, I was still recovering from Joyce Bolt. So I had to clear my airway, if you understand. My nose was running, my eyes were puffy, or should I say, I was quite tickled. And so we had a real fun ending yesterday, but then it got strange because, again, the microphone was muted. But sometimes I have to do that when I'm making gross sounds. But some of you guys may think the entire the entire Royal Sussex is just a collection of gross sounds, and I wouldn't necessarily say you were wrong with that. There we go. A little self-deprecating humor to start off. Hello, Sherry Ware. Sherry Ware is one of the moderators. And let me see. Gina Suchi is here. Gwendolyn Daniels. Rhonda Bryant. Anna Espinoza. Oh, my goodness. I got to turn my phone off, don't I? Otherwise, Lottie Dottie and everybody will need to call me all at the same time. Hello, Church Nelly, moderator extraordinaire. And hello, Hyacinth Newell, Veronica Scott, Jennifer Harris, Dara Edgehill, Sharon Davis, hello, Anna Espinoza, Carolyn Sowers, hi, Colleen Agbabar, yes, Elaine Parker, and Sestrin Cece, Alita Portress, hi, Karen, hi, Raven, Merritt Bartka, right? Barkus, welcome. And April May, haven't seen you for a while. Diane Ware, Nia Prince, hi. Robert Collins, welcome. Joan Commonwealther, Vetty. Lydia Washington, hello. Okay, so seeing that there's almost 300 of us here, let's get started. Of course, I worked on everything up until the last minute, so for that reason, I'm just waiting for my slides to open. It's amazing how you just glance up at the clock, and the next thing you know, it's showtime. And of course, full disclosure, I did start off and forgot to enter the live chat, so I had to play the opening theme not once but twice. So, but that's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm slow, but I'm worth waiting for. That's what I always say. I'm slow, but I'm worth waiting for. Okay, one more slide, and then we are good to go. Okay. Hello, Susie Q, Myra V, Sunshine, welcome. Diane Ware, Expat Lifestyle, nice. Okay, so as you know, from time to time, when I open up, hello, Judy Rigo. She wants to say hi to a few people. As you know, when I open up from live from time to time, I well, not just when I open up, but just when I'm doing the live, from time to time, my phone will light up, and I'll notice that someone has sent a Cash App or PayPal, and I will mention said Cash App or PayPal during the podcast. And then other times, there's the people who have the live stickers. So there are some people that I found early on with Royal Sussex that will prefer to support the channel anonymously. And I truly respect that. But then there are some people who have, been very open and vocal about the fact that they are a Royal Sussex supporter. And the easiest way to do that is with the super sticker. But always, always, I thank people individually with the PayPal, and it's not really possible with the Cash App because it doesn't leave you room to leave a message, at least not that I know of. So, anyway, in the spirit of that, I would just like to publicly acknowledge someone who has not missed a podcast for quite some time, and that is Sally Swearinger. Sally Swearinger um, has supported the channel with the PayPal. So she's not able to do the super sticker, but she said that I was perfectly okay to acknowledge her publicly. So I'm doing that right now. Thank you so much. And yeah, I know some of you guys have reasons that you would rather be very discreet or anonymous. So I respect that. So usually I will just use the initials from the PayPal. But thank you so much for supporting Royal Sussex, Sally Swearinger. And we look forward to many happy, podcast or videos in the future with everyone who has supported Royal Sussex on or off the live chats. So again, thank you very much. Let's see. Okay, so my slides are ready. Sometimes they take a minute to upload, but shall we get into it? Anybody got any comments before we get started? Sestrin Cece wants to say hi to everyone. Let's see. Doesn't matter how many years Meghan saw her half sister because the actual number is 13 years, and 13 years is still long time not to talk to someone. Yeah, I'd have to say it depends on who that someone is. Because there's a few people I haven't spoken to for 13, 14, 15 years. And if you ask me, that just ain't long enough. But when it comes to people, how do I put this? I'm trying to be very tactful. But when it comes to not speaking to your relatives or having an estrangement from your relatives, I can only say this. It is very important that we wander the desert sometime. And if that person or persons are very important to you, and if they are meaningful in your life, you'll find each other down the road. You can always meet again down the road. It's not important that we talk to everybody all the time. Sometimes we grow together, other times we grow apart. But grow we must, grow we shall, and grow we will. So that is my wise words of sage advice for the day. And think about it. No need to respond right now, but we can grow together or we can grow apart. But the important thing is that we are always going to grow. For the better or the worse, we shall have growth. Okay? So, with that, let me look at a couple comments before I get started. Sam, any of her children speak to her because of suffering abuse from Sam, allegedly. Sam and her own mother also haven't spoken in years. Why they describe her as evil, jealous, and a liar. Now, I've heard that. I can't substantiate those claims, but I believe them. Hi, Rose Sussex. Okay, Cookies and Cream wants to say hi to everyone. And yeah, I love sharing those hellos for you because get those highlighted. Let's see. Letitia Malone, happy Friday, everyone. Beautiful weather here. And I am happy to escape a bit from the news and have a laugh with you all. Thanks, Baron. Letitia Malone, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Baron, do you remember you titled one of your podcasts, Madam Duchess Often Imitated, Never Duplicated? Those two duplicates can never be our faves. Um, Vaguely do I remember that being a title. And I'm going to tell you why I vaguely remember that. Do you guys know that since April, there's been over 400 videos? Over 400 videos since April. It's been so many, I have to say it like Oprah Winfrey. What else would I do? Come on out, Tom Cruise. I miss Oprah doing that. Gotta miss Oprah doing her. I guess I miss Oprah being Oprah. Oh wow, we're starting off today, right? Okay, I'll take that, Sheila Clemens McKay. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I'm so excited. I'll say it like Oprah. Anyway, thank you so much for that. Let's see. Let me get rid of a couple things here. Okay, so I believe we are ready to begin. All right, all right, all right. So again, happy Friday, everyone. There may be some very beautiful weather across the country this weekend, so get out, take a walk, try to shake off all of this bad news and all of the weirdness that's going on. You have to take time and leave room for life, because otherwise some of these bad news stories will consume you. So do take time to do that. Check in with others, invite a friend out for a walk or something like that. Very, very important. Okay. Aha. There we go. And oh, I need to make her go away. Okay, so that's it for the tea for now. And here we go. No, I didn't want to start there. Let's start here. There we go. Often duplicated, but never replicated. That's one way to put it. One should never compete where they can't compare. So Kate and Will are at it again. They are at it again. I don't know if it's their handlers. Now, I'm going to be very fair right now. There is another set of photos of the Cambridges doing the walk in the nature trail or in the park or whatever it is. But if you remember the Oceania tour, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, the very gallant Harry, the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, offered Meghan his jacket because, of course, the air is a little cool and sometimes can be very damp. And as they walk through that enchanted forest, I want to say that this was New Zealand. So as they walk through the forest, of course, he offered Meghan his jacket. So she rolled up the sleeves and they, stared lovingly at one another, which is something that they do quite often. And even when they know that people are looking or not looking, most times it is very organic. Sometimes they just have no idea that anybody's looking. So there they are, walking in the woods. So again, the team at Kensington Palace back in Narnia decided, oh, you know what? Our faves has to have a photo like that. So we are going to stage an event where they can walk through the forest and that they can gaze adoringly at one another. And they did for a split second. But as soon as they thought nobody was looking, then this happened. It's very sad, and I don't wish anything bad on them, but they keep trying to compete with the Sussexes instead of being their authentic selves. There we go again. They are cosplaying Harry and Meghan. The authentic photo, and of course, the very desperate attempt to identify with the Sussexes, to try to grab some of that Sussex magic. Again, the Sussexes are quite authentic, very organic with the way they exchange affection for one another. Whereas the Cambridges, well, they always come across as a bit staged and, shall I say, somewhat, um, I guess, fake, phony, contrived. I don't know any other words to say, but it's not very real. So, um, I'll say this though, that's a nice scarf. It's a beautiful scarf she has on. So here's another one. Here's another set of photos where once again cosplay the Sussexes. So here they managed to pull it off in front of the cameras, but if you notice, they are surrounded by people. But very much like the other situation here, see there? When the cameras are away, that is the usual loving, adoring glance. Now, none of this is offensive to me. I don't really care. But the tabloids have tried to spin this situation as though they are actually, I believe they said that Kate defers to William's stoics or nature or something like that. Whatever it was very weird that you see what I see, but yet the tabloids tried to convince us that there was some kind of William was being very serious, the usual, the whole weight of empire is on his shoulders, or whatever the made up, contrived, poor excuse for not really being into one another that they tried to pull on us. But the real shame is that the Sussexes are the ones that are being constantly hounded, and they actually seem to have a very good bond and strong connection with one another, which is not faked. But along with the idea that they're trying to make the Cambridges Sussex 2.0, but then also they're trying to big up a princess, which is otherwise very mediocre, not really into the job, and so on. So it's a bit frustrating, squatties. I know, because we know better. And when we see these photos of these stage, like, I guess, almost mirror image of the Sussexes, one thing that gives me a little pleasure, although I'm kind of sad for the Cambridges, is that they always seem to get it wrong, because just a couple steps away from the people, and suddenly the truth comes out. William, I mean, just look at the space between them. This is every event, not some events. That's almost every event. I could imagine when Will and Kate got ready to go out. Um, it's like when you get here, Kate, put your arm around William's arm, then look lovingly in his eyes. Well, it looks like she was on her mark, but for whatever reason, unfortunately, William was not interested. Now, I guess another way they could spin it, they could say, "Oh, well, he was worried about his grandma. Oh, he was," they'll find some excuse why. But this one, it was more or less. Oh, I hear it is. Kate Middleton is more relaxed. Ah, I found it. Kate Middleton is more relaxed and confident on solo outings, while she defers to fussy Prince William on joint engagement royal let me try that again. Royal biographer claims. That's the spin that they put on that photo, is that fussy William. So the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge is what the caption at the very bottom of the photo says. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge pictured on a visit to um, Abergavenny, and I imagine that's in Wales, right? Anyway, and some other place, Blenavon in Wales this week. Yeah, Robert Jobson said that Prince William can be a bit fussy on royal engagements. So Prince William can be a bit fussy on royal engagements. He's not the only one. Prince William could be a bit fussy. Has he seen Kate's fussiness on a royal engagement? Kate is the one who can't keep her hands to her side. Kate is the one who has that weird twitch or tick or whatever. Um, she's the one that could be a bit fussy on royal engagements. They both are fussy. They're fussy together, they're fussy away from each other. Both of them are very much not people orientated. They're not a people person, if you will, or persons. So saying that William could be a bit fussy, it's amazing the lengths that they will go through to try to cover for these two. Again, I don't really care about them, but what gets me is that the constant body language experts, the people that want to judge the Sussexes, and those same people, they won't touch this. They won't touch it. Now here they'll say that Meghan is clinging and dominating Harry, or Harry is a obvious hostage, and his eyes are signaling send help, send out a SWAT team. Whereas it's Kate who seems to be, I guess, there against her will, not in this particular situation, but just in general, she's the one. Yes, the Stepford wife. Yeah, they turned Kate into a Stepford wife. Now they want her to have more confidence in herself, like Meghan, but too late. She is now brain dead. Yeah, it. The only way. This is why this is important to us as squatties. We know the game. The only way that they can big her up is they have to tear the Duchess of Sussex down. As long as there is a very high profile, um, I guess, Duchess of the Realm, Princess of the Realm, as long as there is a high profile royal bride that they can compare her to, they have to tear the Duchess of Sussex down. There's no way that this could work. It wouldn't be a issue if the Duchess of Sussex was not married into the family. But because Meghan is there, then it is a huge threat to this charade that they're trying to pull off, that the Duchess of Cambridge is keening to help children. She's keening to take solo trips. She's keening to do a lot of things. But one thing she is not, and that is the Duchess of Sussex. So, not to get into the petty comparisons, but the problem is the only way they can make that work is that they have to tear the Duchess of Sussex down. They have to destroy her character. And they've been at it for a long, long time to try to make that storyline work. That's the only way they can make it work, is to try to turn the Duchess of Sussex into a villain. That's the only way that that's possible. Other than that, there's no there. They can't make that stick without somehow destroying Meghan's character. So that's why this is very important for anybody who supports the Sussexes, because we have to be there to call it out when we see it. And of course, point out those very sharp differences between the fact that there is someone who is hardworking naturally, who has been working essentially since what, age 13, 14? Someone who's been an advocate for women's rights since she was a teenager, compared to someone who was, yelling at the staff in Buckleberry or wherever that party favorite business is. Um, Someone who only worked a job for like what, 2 months in a clothing store. And for that, we have to see this parade of images and videos where they are trying to prove that she is twice the woman that the Duchess of Sussex is. it's disheartening and it's painful to watch because, as I said, you have to destroy one to make the other one seem like a legitimate heroine in this situation. Okay, I didn't even read that. What did you say? Sorry about that. Sammy's lawsuit and the timing isn't a coincidence. The anniversary of the Oprah interview, the bullying claim is approaching. The Unroyal family and their racehorses, thugs are behind this. Yeah, and also cookies and cream. I believe there may be a statute of limitations because the it will be a year since the interview on the 7th. It just may have been a matter that she wanted to stall, or her lawyers decided to stall as long as possible to try to get it in. I don't even suppose they suspect they'll win, but the whole point is it will bring some, I guess, some new television appearance and podcast, radio appearance. It may possibly bring some new revenue streaming into Sammy's coffers. So I wouldn't assume that the timing was because of the anniversary of the interview. I think it may only be because of a statute of limitations, but I don't know what the laws are in Florida. But I'm assuming that if she's used in the courts in Florida, it may be a year since said incident. Or if she's trying to cash in on the anniversary of the interview, again, this would be the perfect timing to do that. So there may be some truth to that, or it may just have been a matter of a statute of limitations. Okay, so I'm going to take that away. And I'm going to look at one more comment before I move on. Let's see. Honestly, I don't think William and Kate will continue on much longer. In happy coupling, things eventually breaks down. I believe we're looking at a breakdown right now. I really believe that that potential breakdown has already happened. I think we're looking at it right now. There is something going on there, or there's something that I don't know, but there's something going on there, as though they weren't actually under the same roof last night. I don't know what the case is, but it seems as though they haven't had a chance to speak much to one another alone. And so, taking advantage of this opportunity, there they are. I don't know. Just a possibility. Okay. And I will go on to the next slide. Oh, we've done that one already. But yeah, you can see the cosplay outfits. And notice too that William is wearing a sweater that is identical to Kate's turtleneck and Kate's coat. When did they ever start dressing in the same colors? I want to say that happened, or complementary tones. I want to say that happened because I don't know, was it oh, oh, I know what it was. It was a Duchess of Sussex. If you remember, one of the first things is that Meghan tackled Harry's wardrobe. Harry was wearing his chinos and his blue suede shoes, tasteful, but not eventful. But at some point, they began to coordinate, not just for a photo shoot like this, but seriously coordinating. And so from that point, you can tell that Harry's fashion palette, his appetite for finer clothes, well, he's a guy, probably didn't change. But he was given a little guidance and it has gone a long way. It appears as though Copycat and Willie Leaks has decided to follow that lead and do exactly the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to assume right here somebody is tired of grinning and grinning and grinning. Somebody is so tired of grinning. Look at Kate's face there. I cannot help but think that it hurts. that she's had to grin so much. I cannot help but think that Kate is exhausted, absolutely exhausted from this pretending to be Meghan. This cosplay in the Duchess of Sussex has got to be exhausting. One has to be present and accessible. One actually really needs to speak, but we're not going to hold our breaths for that. If she really wants to, um, cosplay her sister-in-law, it would require standing up in front of a room full of people and articulating a message clearly, so the people in the second and third row can understand you and hear you. Listen to me when I say this, folks. That ain't going to happen. So remember I told y'all a couple weeks ago, I said, squatties, don't worry about Kate's trying to overshadow the Duchess of Sussex, because there's just one thing that she is not going to be able to pull off. I don't care how much intervention she has. Sure, she might go and do her Johnny three note impersonation. Yeah, she could do that. The whole Phantom, and I'm going to give her credit. The whole Phantom of Westminster Abbey was an absolute tour de force performance. She actually convinced millions of people around the world that she is a concert pianist. Do y'all know that? She literally convinced millions of people on this planet that she's a concert pianist. And people bought it. I mean, I'm frustrated by it, but people bought it. And so I'm just going to say that's a win for Team Cambridge, because they tried to convince the world that she was a concert pianist. They wanted all of us to think that she was sitting there at Westminster Abbey at the Royal Carol, and somebody yelled, "Is there a piano player in the house?" And then, of course, even though they were lovingly glancing at one another right here, as you can see, no two people have ever been closer that I've known. Even though they were having this loving glance with one another, a glance that is so warm that it could turn you into a pillar of salt, so warm that it could freeze Lake Placid, so warm that it can actually cause like a grizzly bear to stop in mid attack. That warm glance that they have with one another was interrupted because somebody said, "Is there a piano player in the house?" And so we're led to believe in that very same outfit that Kate leapt up to her feet and said, "Oh, I play the piano, right?" And then she strutted over to the piano where there just happened to be about 200 candles already lit, and that she sat down at the piano and she played Chopin and Brahms, and she even did a little oh, I don't know, George Gershwin. And this went on, and people had their heads tilted, and they glanced adoringly and smiled. That didn't happen. It was only when somebody said, "You know what? This Royal Carol is going to be a big dud." Notice that there's really nobody like pushing to get into Westminster Abbey. There's nothing happening there. So they decided that the only way to get people to watch, or to at least stream it later, was to create this contrived cock and bull thing where she would sit at a piano while somebody Milli Vanilli in the background, and some homeless hobo vagabond playing the guitar would sing some song or whatever. It worked. I'm sorry, squatties. It worked. People bought it hook, line, and sinker. There are people who watched it. I mean, the only video on their YouTube channel, please don't go look, but the only video that has gotten millions of views was this one with her playing the piano, because people bought it. Yeah. Let me see. You guys, we're going to talk about Samantha. I see your comments. We're going to get there, I promise. Let me do this. Okay. And I got to take the Phantom of Westminster Abbey away. So, one of the things that they're doing, I think, is competing with the jazz hands. William is trying to be more engaged and more animated, and I really do believe somebody has coached them into how to use certain body language to convey warmth and engagement. Do they look warm to you? I guess. But yeah, so there is a competitions in the jazz hands department. William is doing his best to try to hold his own when it comes to the jazz hands. Either that or is that little tick that she has is contagious. So, I can see you guys want to get this. Obviously you guys want to talk about the other one, the sister-in-law. I mean, the half sister. So we'll skip ahead and then we'll come back to Camilla. So let's do it. Um, she's back. She's back. The ultimate grifter, alleged, is back. She has filed a lawsuit claiming that somehow she was damaged by this fact that someone who, you know, what gets me about this is that grifter, um, she had the nerves. She had the nerves, according to, I believe it was her daughter. She had the nerves to tell people, allegedly, that our Queen Doria was the housekeeper because she was so ashamed and so embarrassed or just cruel. I want to say it was probably cruel that she did not want the neighbors to assume that Doria was part of the family. Because as you know, there has never been a classier bunch of people than, you know, Thomas Markle Sr., Thomas Markle Jr., Samantha Grant, not Markle, Grant. She only went back to Grant when she thought there was money involved. Otherwise, that is Samantha Grant, not Markle. But she had the nerves, the audacity to claim that our queen, Doria, the queen of everything, was the housekeeper. It was said that some of the neighbors were like, "Who is that lady? Who is that?" And I'm assuming that they called her a lady. "Who's that lady going back? Oh, don't you know? That's the housekeeper." So I almost didn't even approach this subject today because there's something about Samantha that is a bit of a trigger because you can see grift all over this. Nothing but grift, grift, grift. Father daughter team of grifters. Samantha, and of course, Dooley, those two Dooley boys, and the Dooley's mother, um, Thomas Markle Sr., Thomas Markle Jr., they have cashed in because of the Duchess of Sussex. And I have to say, it has been quite pleasant, all things considered, that Samantha has been relatively quiet. I mean, you know what, with the global pandemic and all, she was not available to grift. She was forced into seclusion, I would imagine. Nobody particularly wanted to hear the same song and dance again. The people who need to believe the worst of the Duchess of Sussex, they don't really need her anymore because hearing opinions about someone, and you know what? I just thought about something though. The one good thing that may result from this lawsuit is that we may finally establish for the record that there is no relationship of any merit and hasn't been for a long time. I guess we can go with the 13 years. There hasn't been any relationship between them for 13 years. So if the lawsuit can establish that, it may be worth it just to put this to rest once and for all. It may be worth it for everybody involved if we can finally shut it down. Otherwise, it's only going to keep going. And inevitably, we're going to see Samantha on television, here, there, and everywhere, because, as I said, she or it is back, and it's just the fact we're stuck with her, and we're stuck with it. There's no avoiding it. Scamantha should be suing the derangers who encouraged her to write a book, and then they did not buy the rubbish. That's a great point. That's a great point. They encouraged her to write this book. Um, and I want to say, wasn't there some other book or movie or something? Pushy Sister. She didn't even come up with that title, I believe. I believe that title, as far as I know, came from some other thing that had nothing to do with either our Duchess or her grifter sister. It had nothing to do with that. But then, it seemed like she wants to make it. Anyway, what really gets me is that she says that the book is about a contemporary family in modern times dealing with. Now, hold your breath for this one. I want to say that on one of those interviews, I heard her say something about race and cultural clash, or if nothing else, she's persistent. She is persistent. She's that gum that you cannot scrape from the bottom of your shoe. She's the doggy do that no sliding through a patch of grass will eliminate. That's what it is. You cannot get rid of her. She always will come back just like a horror movie villain. You're right, Baron. I do pray and hope Meghan will bring an end to this woman. Yeah, well, it needs to be dealt with in the court. It needs to, if she got receipts other than like this dated photo, if she has receipts, if she has phone records, if she has any exchange that she can bring forth to say that she actually has had relations with the Duchess of Sussex as recent as 13 years ago, 8 years ago. She's always very vague about that when she's on television. So if she has something, she either needs to put up or shut up. And then hopefully at some point, then, this will go away. And I would hate to see her get some type of settlement. But with a settlement of any sort, there will be a gag order. So that may be a way to silence her. I don't believe that the Sussexes or their legal team would ever, condone something like that, because it's really a vanity lawsuit. It's not much merit to it at all. You cannot, it's just like the father's lawsuit. And I guess hold your breath for that one, because TM may do the same thing. TM may actually want to sue for visitation rights with his grandchildren. And let's see, what does Samantha and Thomas Markle Sr., what do they have in common? Neither one of them have seen their own children. They haven't seen their own children. According to reports, it's been alleged that Samantha Markle has no relation with anyone in the family except for Thomas Markle. And that only happened because she needed a partner to help her. And of course, he needed someone, I suppose, he could not trust. They needed one another to help perpetuate this whole financial venture using the Markle name because of the Duchess of Sussex. Okay? They needed one another for that. She has been his closest advisor, Thomas Markle Sr. His closest advisor has been Samantha. That's just my opinion. She has had a hand in it from the start. As the Markle lawyer said, this is a non-event and does not deserve any attention, because that's really what she wants, plus some coins. Letitia Malone, that is so true. But I guarantee you, Samantha is back, and she will be on television. She will be on that British show with Dan Wooten Tootin. She's back, and there's nothing that can be done about that. She's back, and it's just a fact. And she is going to cash in big time. She is going to cash in. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Even if the lawsuit is rejected and thrown out of court on whatever reasons, she has what she wants. And in terms of don't give her attention, it's going to happen anyway. It's going to happen. It has happened and it will continue to happen. So it was very shrewd on her part to wait until the statute of limitations, if it is a year, to wait until the very end of the statute of limitations and then enter lawsuit. But everyone have to watch on catch up taking Baron's advice, going walking with a friend and neighbor is pretty outside. Take advantage. Sugar Queen, do that. Do that for all of us. We are going to walk with you in spirit. We are going to walk together. Enjoy it. Let's see. I wish through this lawsuit a lot is revealed about that whole Markle family, because I know they are taking advantage of Meghan's silence with those idiots from the UK royal clan and tabloids. They have been taking advantage of Meghan's silence, but remember, she's not in Narnia anymore. She is not in Narnia anymore, so she's not bound to silence and secrecy. You know, she doesn't have the oppressive weight of the institution over her head. She can speak out now. Now, I doubt if she will, because, you know, the Duchess is way too much class for that. But in spite of that, there may be some kind of way to address this without appearing to, you know, take notice of it or something. We'll have to see. Well, anyway, I was about to say something disparaging about Samantha's lawyers, but I'm not going to do that. You know, people used to downplay Matlock's ability, but Matlock would win every time, didn't he? So, yeah, probably shouldn't do that. Okay, Gainsa Gangan had to put a restraining order against her while Meghan was living in England before the wedding. Really? I don't recall that. Okay, my father was a player, so many have siblings. Some I knew, some I didn't. Haven't seen any of them in the last 30 years since I haven't been home. Have no relationship with them. Joan Commonwealther, it's just a matter of fact. There's a lot of people who grow apart, lose contact. Some of them go on to be an actress and have international notoriety. And then there are some who come, I guess, running up behind them or rolling up behind them, if you will, who find some type of way to monetize their siblings or half siblings' fame. And that, of course, is Samantha's lot in life, is that she will say anything to make sure that she is going to cash in on her sister's fame. Shocked and clutching my fake pearls right now. Okay, whatever that's about. She deleted her tweet where she admitted that she had not seen Meghan since 2008. Marjorie Williams, do you have those receipts? I know somebody has it. Interesting that I was just thinking about when Samantha Grant, nay Markle, would be back. I figured when the money ran out and she and Thomas returned to grifting, this woman is in a wheelchair with MS. Yeah, apparently she's been stricken with MS and has been, I believe when she graduated from college, that image of Meghan with her, um, you can tell that Meghan was very young. And I'm going to just go out on a limb and say, and I don't know this to be true, obviously the Duchess of Sussex, you know, when a person is stricken with MS, it can be quite devastating. The Duchess of Sussex most likely wanted to show support to her, especially, you know, as much as the Duchess of Sussex values a good education, She likely decided to support her, as we all have supported people in our families that we may not necessarily get on with so well, but we show them support when they have those big moments in life. We kind of grit our teeth, grin and bear it, and we go and we do the family thing. So I'm going to imagine that the Duchess of Sussex reached out to her sister, not knowing that some 15 years later, that one act, and even before that photo, who knows how long it had been since they had even had a conversation. But since that photo, the Duchess of Sussex has become part of this dynamic duo, the most celebrated, the most admired, and influential couple in the world. That has happened since then. The wedding, the television career, all of that other stuff happened, and now she's a big global brand, international global brand. She's part of a team. They have the Archwell Foundation, Archwell Productions. Harry has a few other jobs. The Duchess of Sussex has bought into some independent or whatever companies, sustainable businesses she's bought into. So now they're huge. They're huge, and all of a sudden, Samantha has found the pot of gold, and the pot of gold is her sister's fame, and she's cashing in, as well as her father. I'm still shocked by the father. There's no place or no time or anything where I will ever understand a father having such contempt, such hostility toward his own daughter. I will never understand that. If only for the fact that he is a man and his daughter is this famous woman. As a father, as a man, to pick on someone that weighs 110 pounds, someone who cannot fight back, um, uh, while she was in the royal family, she couldn't even reply or respond, and then to take the letter and give it to the tabloids. I will never understand that guy. I could never understand Thomas Markle's motivation. I mean, I can understand the money thing, but everything else, I don't get it. Okay, interesting that I just. Oh, okay. I just read. Oh, I need to move on. She's right. The same with TMZ advising Thomas Sr. to go after the wealthy family by all means necessary. Indeed, he chose the royal family against Meghan before their wedding. Tom messages were through the tabloid TMZ. Well, wasn't there a famous line? They asked the bank robber, Willie Sutton, they said, "Why did you rob the bank?" He said, "That's because that's where the money is." Because that's where the money is. He robbed the bank, and the very simple answer when asked, "Why are you robbing banks?" He said, "Because that's where the money is." And that's the same with Samantha, Thomas Sr., Thomas Jr., and those Dooley brothers. They are doing everything that they're doing because that's where the money is. They are cashing in, not because it belongs to them, because they can. And it doesn't matter who gets hurt, there's going to be someone there to encourage them to say this, do that, go there. And they will. They can and they will. It's very twisted. We don't see that from the Raglan side of the family. I want to say that I don't know how it happened, but Doria shut it down before it even started. I'm just going to assume that Doria shut it down before it even got started. She probably started off the conversation with, "Okay, look at him." All right. Now, I'm not saying that it was like a scene from The Godfather. I'm just saying we can underestimate Doria because she's very, soft spoken and very, but that is still a woman of African American descent. And I want to say Doria most likely shut it down before it got started. Um, I'm just that's been my hunch for a long time. There was probably a conversation, and on top of that, I just don't think that the Raglan family had any interest in yeah, it would be as if my own family, I just wouldn't expect my own family to show up on television like that and try to destroy my character for the sake of a few dollars. Okay, not a thing. They needed each other for the tag team attack on Meghan. That's how I see it. Thomas Markle threatened to sue for visitation in 2021, and it didn't go anywhere. There's still time, though. There's still time. I mean, when you think about it, um, the statute of limitations, whatever it might be, and considering the Sussexes have been in California for what, going on 2 years now? It's been 2 years since oh yeah, I think it's been 2 years. So, if there's a statute of limitations, I would look to see whether or not Thomas Markle is going to act out on his threats at that time. So it's either the statute of limitations or when he runs out of money, whichever comes first. And, there's also a possibility that there has been some back channels, back channel negotiation with Thomas Markle of some sort. We don't know. I'm sure there's been no conversation directly with the Sussexes and Thomas Markle, but whether or not we like it, that's still her father, and we don't know the extent of how they have I guess have had this estrangement with one another. But through some back channels, there may have been some exchange of something, but who can say exactly what it is? So, um, just so you know, it's not outside the realm of possibility. Okay, well, Puke Face Morgan wants guests on his show, so who else to raise from the dead but but Scammy? Now she'll be in and out of her coffin more than Dracula. I can see that happening. I can see that happening. Um, Even though they seem to be at odds with one another, um, Pighead, Hoghead, Pierce Morgan, and Scammy Samantha, the two of them could easily get into like some big brawl on his show, and they will both monetize it. Um, Morgan will use it as leverage to try to bring ratings to his show. And as for Samantha, it's a win win for her because she'll find herself in great need for those who want to perpetuate clickbait. So there's no reason why that won't happen. So I'm only just saying, you guys, I'm not hoping any of this happens. I'm not necessarily predicting anything, but I'm just saying don't be surprised because none of it is outside of the realm of possibility. It's just the way these things go. Okay, so Sunrise said settling wouldn't stop the other sister. She will only come back for more because of she is too worried about the law. She wouldn't have gone where she's been. Okay, I see that. What else? She's mentally abused and tortured her own kids, allegedly, and can't stand her. They can't stand her. Hope she rots in the pits of hell. Anna, when you pray, I swear this channel becomes a tabernacle. This channel has become a cathedral. Thank you for that. Let me see. One thing I know for sure, neither Samantha nor Thomas nor that other younger one has enough money to sustain a lawsuit, nor Murdoch as usual. Aha. Aha. Yeah. What if, I mean, is it possible that someone could subsidize for the sake of clickbait? is that legal for someone to subsidize the legal costs just so they can keep this um, I guess to keep this grift going? Is it possible that someone else could offset the cost of the legal fees just to keep this grift going? I wonder. I see there's 900 plus people in the live chat. Please click the like button, and if you can, do remember to subscribe to Royal Sussex. Royal Sussex. Please subscribe to Royal Sussex. Don't forget to click the like button and also subscribe to Royal Sussex. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. It's amazing how Meghan got these women crying and wishing they were our beautiful Duchess. Father Thomas Markle. Okay. Father? Question mark, Thomas Markle. Question mark. Well, let me see. Scammy used to have her friends call Meghan the N-word. Okay. Again, we can't substantiate that. I have heard that rumor before. So it is alleged that that happened. I find it believable. I believe it could have happened. But again, that is alleged. Father and daughter duel. They are partners in this crime, alleged crime, against the character assassination of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Chow, you say, I'm skeptical, though. Either way, the UK press prefers the family drama, and what better way to humiliate the Duchess is inviting her to Good Morning Britain News, the new right-wing hateful TV news. Well, I'm not going to disagree with that. I find Good Morning Britain to be very right-wing, very alt-right, very hateful. I'm not going to allege any of that. I think they're just full of hate and deceit. Scammy Yvonne Grant Rasmussen needed to go and take a seat before the Ginger Avenger gets her. You know what? Every time I see a red photo of Samantha Grant, I think in living color, Fire Marshal Bill Burns. So, you guys, is it okay for us to move on? I hope Meghan says nothing. They want her engagement. I suspect the fail is bankrolling her. Allegedly, they need the headlines. That does sound plausible. Duchess Meghan must not pay her off. Lawsuit could seek maximum damages from Samantha. Every penny should earned by her false malicious claim be paid out in damages to the Duchess Meghan. You know, I can remember a friend of mine telling me a long time ago, they said Meghan should have made some arrangements. And then I want to say that the tabloid reporters, I've heard other people say that the royal family should have made arrangements for some type of, I guess, money for the Markle family. I don't even think they gave that a chance because if you guys remember, it was alleged that Thomas Markle was solicited, his help was solicited to help derail the wedding, allegedly. So there was not an opportunity for Thomas Markle. Oh, Sherry Ware, I'm sorry. But there was no possibility for Thomas Markle to be brought in from the cold, so to speak, because it seems like Thomas Markle was handpicked by the tabloid press and perhaps someone within the hallowed halls of, the palace or the courtiers, whoever. It is alleged that there was like some kind of conspiracy to stop the wedding. If you guys remember that video that they plucked off of the YouTube, the one where Thomas named names and said that they owed him. You guys remember that? It seemed as though he was supposed to be instrumental through someone else's guidance and financial bankrolling. He was supposed to help to shut down the wedding. And part of the shutdown was him not showing up. That was supposed to distract from the nuptials. There was like this whole scenario that was set up that was supposed to derail the Sussexes on the wedding day. None of it worked. And again, it's all alleged. I don't know any of that to be factual, but that is what I guess the squad has been able to string together over these past few years. So Thomas, his own worst enemy or their worst enemy, and when I say they, I do mean the tabloid media and possibly the royal family, because none of us should forget that Dan Wooten said it himself. The calls are coming from inside the house. The calls are coming from inside the house. Dan Wooten said it. And Dan Wooten knows what he's talking about, I guess. But they said the calls are coming from inside the house. And that this, what we consider to be some type of conspiracy against the Sussexes, originates from the palace. I love to keep showing this because I don't want us to forget. Dan Wooten launches a tirade against the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It is so much easier for them to blame anything uncomfortable on racehorses rather than address the fact that the negativity toward them is coming from within the royal family. Ergo, the calls are coming from inside the house. Okay, you guys, I need to do a big scroll because I am so way behind in the comments. Oh my goodness. I just scrolled past like maybe 200 comments. I do apologize, but yeah. That is just the fact. He said it, and then let's not forget there is that odd connection between Jason Knopf and of course Dan Wooten Tootin. And that is they're college chums. They've known each other. And it just so happens, just by chance, just by luck, Jason Knopf, who somehow has gone from the banking industry to Kensington Palace with the future King of England, who happens to have it in for his brother. And in that connection, in that calls are coming from inside the house, you got Dan Wooten, who is a journalist. It's almost weird to call him a journalist, but anyway, he's a I'm choosing my words carefully. He's Dan Wooten, okay? So all of that comes together and it leads to lots of leaks, but there's no leaks in Montecito. All roads leads to KP and William. Creature Jason Knopf is pretty basic. William doesn't even care. Who knows from allowing Jason Knopf to testify against Meghan and the image of Will and Kate toasting Jason Knopf. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that from yesterday where they had the big toast. I'll see if I can find that. Okay. Just for a little visualization. For those who don't know, that is Jason Knopf. Jason Knopf. He's the right-hand aide for William. Now, somebody said he moved to, I don't know where they said he moved to. I really don't care. But yeah, and there's the infamous toast. Kate is toasting Jason Knopf. Mission accomplished. Meghan Markle private messages handed over with William's approval, palace veteran. And William never disputed that happened. William and Kate Kensington Palace staff accused of briefing press against Meghan and Harry. Again, at no point did the Kensington crew, at no point did William in any way contest the idea that that happened. He wanted his brother to know exactly how far he would go and what he was capable of. William answers to no one. William can do whatever he wants to do whenever he wants to do it. His own father seems as though he's terrified of him. William answers to no one, not even the Queen. So when it comes to Kensington Palace, William has complete autonomy. That is his kingdom. Right now, William's kingdom is Kensington Palace. And so anybody who was on staff with the Sussexes had no choice but to comply. If somebody wanted information, it was theirs to have as long as William deemed it was necessary. They would have to turn over that information. In other words, they had the ability to leak. We talked about that yesterday. They would leak information, and William would forward that information to the press. And again, you have that connection between this guy and, of course, Dan Wooten Tootin. So whether or not certain things happened exactly the way we assume, we could never actually say definitively that we got all the answers. But it is a big conflict of interest that the two college chums, one in the media, one is working in the Kensington Palace. There were leaks, and of course, the I guess hostility, jealousy of the Duke of Sussex and his wife. All of that adds up to the calls were coming from inside the house. All of it. Haters are just sad that Harry and Meghan are thriving and living their best life in the U.S. They are shocked, angry, and bitter. Anyway, squaddies, don't care about their hate. We love them. Anita Apia, that is the best advice. Don't care about the hate because we love them. Absolutely. Oh, Baron, I just recalled after Andrew and Sarah's divorce, the Queen put her foot down, and there's going to be any more divorces. So let me see. In my opinion, Skull and Bones are faking until the Queen crosses over, until the Queen goes to be with Philip. Philip, is that you, Philip? Oh, I knew I saw Philip. I knew I saw him. Philip, I just knew. Oh boy, that hurts. That hurts, and my ears are tingling too. Philip. Judy Regold, hello. The sad thing about William is he is the only sibling of Harry's. That is terrifyingly sad, isn't it? That is very, very sad. It's kind of like the situation with the Queen and Margaret. You had the Queen, who was, the heir to the throne, and then there was Margaret. And poor Margaret smoked and drank herself to death. That is the model in which they assumed Harry would, be the popular, loving, fun one. But the big difference is Harry gets on well with anybody. Margaret was a menace. Princess Margaret, was an absolute menace, and people couldn't stand her. Okay, so Tom Bowers, let's get to that. Tom Bowers was on the Jeremy Vine show. Thank you, Glow. Glow, she actually helps us out a lot in the Sussex Squad, because these are television shows that I'm not privileged to, because, of course, I don't get those directly in the U.S. But Tom Bowers, this man was spinning and spinning and spinning this idea that the Sussexes, or Harry's book and what's going to be said. And whoever the co-panelist was on the show, she said, "Can't we say the same thing about your book? Isn't that the same thing you're doing?" I was like, "You better get him. You better get him." She said, "Isn't that sounds exactly like your book? Airing dirty laundry. It's the things that we know Harry's not going to do. Harry's book will be very respectful, especially if his grandmother is still alive. But Tom Bauer, his book is supposed to be a hatchet job. They make no bones about the fact that his book is going to give Meghan the what for. Now, Harry's book is going to be about himself, his growth as a man. That's what he said, is that his book is about self-growth. And Tom Bauer's book is going to be intentionally hate. It is supposed to counter. And you know what? The same thing happened with the Oprah interview. As soon as they thought that the Sussexes were going to really tell it, because if you ask me, the Meghan was holding back, and Meghan encouraged Harry to hold back a bit. And so there was never any possibility that the Queen or Philip was going to be damaged by that interview. They wouldn't even name who the racehorse was. Okay. So again, to offset any possibility of embarrassment to the royal family, Tom Bauer has been recruited to write this tell-all book. How you going to tell something about somebody that you don't even know? The Duchess of Sussex has been vetted again and again and again. There's no there. And so this idea that you're going to write this scathing book about the Duchess of Sussex, and somehow you are going to really expose her for what she truly is. We already know the Duchess of Sussex. She's been vetted. They've done everything that they could to try to destroy her, to try to destroy her character. There's nothing else left. You all remember Simon Rex. Simon Rex was supposed to spill the beans for $70,000. Not that he had anything to say, but what they wanted him to say. And it didn't happen. So, in spite of every possible thing that they could do to try to expose some secret or to at least get somebody to lie, it didn't work. So enters this old man who looks as though he can't wait to give himself an enema. He is supposed to be the one that is going to crack the case, who is going to finally take down the Duchess of Sussex. All I can say is as if. Go give yourself that highly coveted, much waited for, anticipated enema, and then go to sleep. I mean, this man looks like something that just set up, like as though you're at some exhibit of Egyptian mummies and one of them just set up and started talking. This person is supposed to be the one that is going to finally take down the Duchess of Sussex. Nice work if you can get it, or should I say good luck with that. So Sister says, Baron, do you think that William's behavior and getting away with his shame stems from his threatening not to take the throne if he doesn't get what he wants and his selfish way? You know, I don't recall William threatening to not take the throne. I want to say I believe William said that he's not looking forward to it or something like that. But when the time comes, he's going to do what he has to do. Well, he's done it. He's called his mother crazy, said she was delusional and paranoid. He literally threw his mother under the bus. So he's already proven that he'll do whatever it takes to get there. Plus, you guys, we all better be very nervous for William because he's 40 years old. And he's at that age of the midlife crisis. God only knows what he's capable of. Okay, gonna get through these fast. If Scammy does have MS, then you know she is drawing a disability check. Can you receive so much money before she will lose her disability check? The answer is no. It doesn't prevent any type of wealth that you get outside of your Social Security. There's a lot of millionaires that collect Social Security checks. So they get the Social Security check, they get free transportation in some cities, they get everything that any other senior gets. It's not done based on your income, it's based on the fact that you have worked and paid into the system. So I don't know of any circumstances that she would lose any money because she has gotten some big financial windfall. But if anybody thinks I'm wrong about that, please say so. But I don't think one has anything to do with the other. Okay. Let me see. Bauer never met Meghan, so what is he going to write about except a regurgitate or to regurgitate what is already said? He can just put a spin on it. No one person in the UK could say anything about Harry and Meghan now. They don't know anything. Harry Meghan's camp is silent, all speculation. Very true, Sharon Davis. Okay, moving. Well, people in Britain need fuel for heat, so this book may serve the purpose. Come on, Joan Commonwealth. I like that. I mean, in a pinch, people have burned cow dung before, so that book could probably serve as some type of fuel. It's really funny how these haters' books fail so miserably. It's almost like haters and trolls don't read or chase knowledge of any format. Don't start. Let me tell you something. Everybody is going to read Harry's book. Nobody is going to read Tom Bauer. These books only serve as leverage. It will get Tom Bauer on the talk show circuit, where Tom Bauer, just like the guy who wrote that other book, Tom Bauer, Robert Lacey, will do the talk shows. And those talk shows will be an opportunity to dispense misinformation. So the books are not as important as the talk show circuit. The books are not as important as the ability to put into record or into writing something disparaging about the Sussex. Sussexes rather. It doesn't matter that the book won't sell. I don't even think that's the point of it. But he's going to get like a huge amount of money to say the nastiest things about the Duchess of Sussex, and then he is going to have a gigantic enema, and he'll probably pass out from the excitement and then go to sleep somewhere. Let's see. Tom Bowers is flogging his book, so expect to see him pop up on TV with nauseating frequency. He has even less contact with the Sussexes than Angela Levin. Let me see. He's what is that? Dinosaur Bauer is on the chow line of royals tall throw. Okay. Let me see. He's nothing to lose but destroy his soul and add more stain that's already filthy. Why won't they leave this woman alone? Are their lives so sad that so many of them want to bully her into oblivion? Sick. In Baron's voice. Yes, sick! I'm sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick! Oh, man. Let's see. I honestly think something happened in the palace with William. He has never been told no, ever. People do what he says because he's royal. I think he's mental. Now, Francilia Mosley, is that really being fair? I mean, is there anything about William that appears to be mental? Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, you're right. You got a point there. Uh-huh. Okay, I stand corrected. I mean, he's at the verge of snapping like a fresh snow pea. He is absolutely mental. He is deranged. He is not altogether there. You're right. He is mental, quite mental. I mean, literally, this man could just snap any moment. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on. This guy could snap any moment. Okay. I take it. I understand. I see what you see. I'm just kidding. Of course, I think he's crazy. Baron will kill the man with the The thing is, he's been in need of that enema for so long. I can't believe we're having this conversation. I apologize if you're on your lunch break, but he has been in need of that enema for so long that I believe the excitement may take him out. I believe the excitement, the anticipation of that much needed enema may do him in. So if you read tomorrow that the author of whatever book is in an ICU somewhere or has been found unresponsive, then you will know that then you then you will know that the enema got the better of him. Teresa Wiseman, thank you so much for the super sticker. As a matter of fact, maybe we needed the super sticker just so that I can stop thinking about Tom Bauer and his highly anticipated enema. But there's something going on there, and I don't think it's anything that a huge enema could not fix. I mean, if it wasn't for the guitar in the background, I would imagine that he's not actually in a hotel room or a living room or something like that. I would think that he was in the loo, but um, if this man gets an enema, maybe he will cease and desist and decide that it's not really necessary to write this hatchet job of a book. But the poor guy is just hanging on by a thread. Um, his eyes were nearly closed the entire interview. He seemed rather delusional with this idea that the Harry's book was going to be all the things that his book promises to be. I love the fact that the host, not the host, but the lady on the panel, the one with the glasses, I don't know her name, but she said, I mean, after he went through this whole scenario about Harry's book, she said, well, isn't that exactly what your book is going to be? And when she said it, it was like he couldn't even speak. It was like he couldn't even speak. Yeah. You know what, guys? I can't do it any justice. I'm well, I can't show. I wanted to screen share, but I just can't. I'm already got enough problems with that. But yeah, evil knows no bounds. Tom Bauer will go down in history a shameful loser. In the end, he should consider enlisting Meghan Markle's writing skills for his book. Yeah. In the end, that's what's going to do him in. Is in the end. Yeah. That's what's going to take him out is in the end. In the end. uh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me see here. I believe Sharon Davis says, I believe that maybe, um, what is that? PR. I can't think right now. Prince, no, PR. Okay, Prince Harry. All right, I get it. I'm sorry. Prince Harry was right. Prince William is stuck there, not being able to do what he wants. He is watching his brother enjoy his freedom with the woman he wants. Right. They're in sunny California. They are in sunny California. And as Harry said, they are, well, William is stuck. William is stuck. Now, when I say stuck, again, I'm not talking about. Okay, I got to get Tom Bowers off of the screen because every time now I can't stop thinking about it. Okay, so I think something is wrong with William too. They have been preparing us for when he finally snaps. Marjorie Williams, I'm telling you, William is going to snap like a fresh snow pea. When William finally snaps, he's going to jump around yelling cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, he is going to Roger Rabbit snap one of these days. I think Whitley said it best on what was that show? A Different World, when Whitley said, "Dear God, still waters run deep." Do you remember that? Somebody had did something crazy, and Whitley said, "Dear God, still waters run deep." Okay, you guys, I need to do some scrolling because I'm so far behind. Yeah. What was that song? Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. That's William. He's close to the edge and he's trying hard not to lose his head. All of his head. All sections and portions of it. But yeah, it's just a matter of time. Okay, let me see. Treatment. Colleen, I cannot highlight that. Some people are on the lunch hour. So while I find it humorous, I won't highlight it, but I did see it, and that is quite funny. Okay, Tom Bauer's book will get the same treatment that Scammy's book got. All of the books get the same treatment, but those books allow them to do the talk show circuit. I'm convinced that the sales or lack thereof is not the important part. What's important is that they write the book, make their thoughts and opinions a matter of public record, and then at that point they can, go around on American television, and say awful things about the Sussexes. That is the whole point of the book. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to Camilla. Camilla is the new fashion plate. Camilla, whose patchwork of fashion, literally, is supposed to garner her some position. I don't know if they're trying to hype up that old fossil to get her a Vogue cover or something. I don't know. I mean, I could easily see Camilla making the cover of. Okay, never mind. But I could easily see Camilla making the cover of. I don't know. Dog and Pony magazine. I don't know. She'll make some cover. I mean, there's a cover girl inside of her somewhere. I can't help but think that if she grow out her bangs, there is some kind of cover out there. There's a cover with Camilla's name on it. All she needs is the right hair or longer bangs or something. But there's a cover for her. I don't know what it is. Um As well you should. As well you should. Okay, so I'm going to just skip so I can share this with you guys. I got to get rid of Camilla first. Now take a look at this. I saved this because every time I see it, I get a big hoot out of it. And that is the fact that okay. Patchwork magazine. Okay, Camilla wore, I'm sorry, Duchess Camilla wows in waist cinching dress and over the knee boots for new appearance. Now, I shared this before, but they really, I mean, if you notice, the A cut is designated for the very fashion forward woman who happens to have a very pear shaped body. So there you have a pear, and I do mean a pear shape. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, she's getting on. So obviously things are going to shift. So she has the very matronly pear shape. But the fact that they want to try to insinuate that Camilla wows in a waist-cinching dress and over-the-knee boots. Now, there's two things that I don't ever want to hear about Camilla. Over-the-knee boots, implying that she's wearing like some type of thigh-high boot as though she's some dominatrix, or the Order of the Garter. Every time I hear Order of the Garter, I almost puke when they associate Order of the Garter and Camilla in the same sentence. That's just one of those things that should never happen. Do not make me visualize Camilla Parker Bowles, Duchess of Cornwall, future Queen Consort. Please do not make me visualize her in a garter belt. Just stop bringing up Order of the Garter. They should have never started that in the first place. I don't want to think about it. I don't want it. I just don't want it. So it's very unfair of them to do that to us, especially in the middle of a global pandemic, to bring some horrible visual like Camilla in the garter forward and Camilla in thigh-high boots and ugh. How about let's just not bring up Camilla, shall we? Camilla wows in waist-cinching dress. Oh God. Now see that like as Samuel L. Jackson would say, this is the kind of you know what that is going to bring this situation to a head. These vultures can't stop Meghan from being happy. Now that she is away from them, they do not know her, so why care about these haters and trolls? They are truly miserable people. I'll say amen to that. Okay, so anyway, I did not actually read the story here. I didn't want to read it. I only snatched the headline to share because I think we get it. We know enough. Now, we are supposed to believe that you could easily mistake Camilla for any of those other women posing next to her. You could easily mistake Camilla for those other women, especially in the red. In the red, you have more of an hourglass. And for Camilla, it's the hourglass versus the pear. Yeah. Let me know when that works out. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. But they are bigging up Camilla. They are preparing her for something, well, I guess Queen Consort. They're trying to big her up. They're trying to big up Kate. And no matter what they do, all roads lead right back to Montecito. They are obsessed with the fact that the Sussexes are thriving, that the Sussexes, they are the brand when it comes to the royal family, but they're not branding themselves as part of that family. They are branding themselves as entrepreneurs, humanitarians, what else? Philanthropists. They are branding themselves in a totally different way. They're not asking people to stand on ceremony. It's a matter of people excited to be with the Sussexes and the Sussexes glad to be with other people. But there's not this whole thing of bowing and curtsying and stuff like that. It is no longer obligatory. The Sussexes are away from Narnia and they're not into that stuff anymore. Okay, so Sunny Houston got it right the first time. Princess Cohort. Richard Palmer, our exclusive story from the Morning Daily Express. The Queen did not consult the government over U-turn on Queen Camilla. Downing Street was made aware of this, but constitutional experts were surprised that the monarch did seek approval. I'm sorry, didn't seek approval. Didn't seek approval. Sorry, hold on a second, you guys. Okay, as per usual, my sinuses. Of course, the monarch did not seek approval because the monarch didn't know. I can't prove it, but as I said, Philip, I believe that somebody pulled the okey doke on Gangsta Gan Gan. I still believe when she looked the other way, somebody slipped a document into her red box. And whilst looking out the window, assuming that she saw Philip, she signed a document that was a press release or a statement from the palace saying that we should all throw the same support behind the future Queen Consort that we have given to the Queen all these years. Somebody did that. Okay. Let's get back here. Oh, there we go. So, why Camilla is unlikely high street fashion icon? I could ask that question all day. Why? I would say it's very unlikely. It is so unlikely, I don't even know why they wrote the story. But I think that Charles has made some kind of inroads, or maybe they know that the end is near and that Charles will be king very soon. And so all of this elaborate stuff that they've gone through to try to portray, I guess, the Duchess of Cambridge as the future of the royal family, maybe they have abandoned that for now. Maybe they want to keep Kate in a certain place, let her buy her time, and then eventually, the Queen will cross over to see Philip, and then Charles can, Charles will fulfill his destiny. So I'm just guessing there was too much of future Queen Kate and not enough of the Duchess of Cornwall being the future Queen Consort, and so they just decided to change directions with that invisible contract. Okay, so there's Kate breathing all over other people's kids. I've let me see, having met her several times. I really like Camilla, but the PR campaign and spin of her last week was extraordinary. The Daily Mail um, would have been the first paper to lay siege to any idea of Queen Camilla. Now they are putty in Charles's hand. The invisible contract is real. Now guys, that came from Emily Andrews. Emily Andrews is trying to virtue signal to the squad. She wants acceptance, with the Sussex squad. She's trying to be on the right side of history because I think she's a freelancer now. So, as we've been told by many people, do not buy into this ploy of Emily Andrews to garner some type of acceptance. She's still the terrible person that she's always been. So let me go to your comments. I see them both being offered ambassador posts in the future. Imagine the fallout in the UK, but it will benefit the US immensely. I'm imagining you are speaking of the Sussexes. No bigging up around here. Camilla can't happen, not happen in my Well, thank you for that, Jennifer. In my Jamaican accent. Let me see. Okay. I got to go here. Prince Harry needs no crown. I believe he will run for office in his 40s, such as congressman or senator. Now, Rory, that's really interesting. I wouldn't mind that. As will Meghan for humanitarian ambassador, and they have political power as well. And they'll have political power as well. I hope so. I mean, that would be interesting. Only if it makes sense for them, though. The copycats in the family. The Queen always have seen through umbrella. The Queen used those see through umbrellas. Now, comes Coswed with the see through umbrella. So nothing new with mumbles. Okay. Okay, so we've done that. We've jumped ahead with that. Let me take this away and see what was left there. If I missed anything. Okay, yeah, this is moving along just fine. Okay, Prince Harry is unlikely to attend the Queen's Platinum Jubilee because he'll find it hard to face the royal family ahead of bombshell memoirs. Clickbait! I have nothing else to say about that. Meghan and Harry's dramatic comeback plans to return as 6-month part time royals. Clickbait! I have nothing to say about that. Now, I have plenty to say about this. As a mad, skillful editor, I decided to take something that seemed rather obtuse and turn it into something more relevant. And therefore, I decided to take a little license with the Queen's image. In other words, I got rid of Betty and replaced her with something more beautiful and serene and elegant, something more, shall we say, tasteful. And I took away Betty and replaced her with Meghan. I believe this was a speech in Australia. So, as usual, they have the Queen's portrait back there. And I decided, well, you know what? Not so much. So I replaced her with our Queen, the Duchess of Sussex. Hope you enjoy it. Okay. And with that, I really believe that I am just about done. Almost. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I still got more. Okay. Have you guys heard about this? Have you guys heard about this? Again, I cannot play the song per copyright, but what I will do is put it in the community tab. What is the secret behind Meghan Markle's healthy hair? Constructa in Comporo Sano. I think that is translating something. But anyway, this was on Twitter today. I'm watching it again and I'm obsessed. I find it wonderful that a song by Eurovision can start with the phrase, "What is the secret of Meghan Markle's hair?" And then in another tweet, someone says, she says in her song, "What is the secret to Meghan Markle's healthy hair?" The host asked why Meghan and not Kate. And she said something along the lines of, "Meghan is prettier," if I remember correctly. Why Meghan and not Kate? Why Meghan and not Kate? Because Meghan is prettier, she said. So, yeah, the song is kind of almost robotic, very futuristic sounding, almost like a disco or dance, new wave music thing. Not offensive at all, as far as I can tell. I don't believe the song is even in English, but you clearly hear her say Meghan Markle. So this is something that shall be trending, and I don't know how much mileage it'll get in the fail because anything that favors the Duchess of Sussex is considered unnecessary or just a big irritation. And so they'll try to figure out some kind of way to get someone to make a song that involves the Duchess of Cambridge as soon as possible. So, anyway, this did happen. And I've heard the song. And I love the fact that she just decided not to in any way involve that usurper, that daughter of the air hostess, the Duchess of Cambridge. So, what is it about Meghan's hair? Well, number one, I don't suspect there are any extensions. Number two, it doesn't seem to be very dry, arid, and over processed. Number three, it hasn't been blown, I guess, blowing around and trying to hide any. Well, anyway, I won't go there. But yeah, there is something beautiful about the Duchess of Sussex's hair. But what is the secret? What is the secret? It's so unattractive. I wonder if Charles. Okay. I wanted to see what that was. What is Meghan's secret? Well, according to this article, what does Meghan Markle do to her hair? In 2011, the actress said she was a fan of Brazilian blowouts, but her go to hair strengthening technique seems to have changed in recent years. While in the UK during her pre hairy days, Meghan saw hairstylist Fiona Kakuli at Nikki Clark for hair keratin treatments to straighten her curls. Now, the keratin, I've seen some little golden vial of some kind of oil or something like that that you drop onto the hair, and how you exactly use it, I don't know. But apparently, that has seemed to be the go to for the Duchess of Sussex's hair for quite some time. So, what can I say, you guys? Let's go back here. You can see the difference between that dry, arid, over-processed hair compared to the Duchess of Sussex. You know, Meghan doesn't wear her hair down all the time. It is very important to let your hair relax, to give your hair a break. Even Oprah has beautiful hair, by the way, you guys. Oprah has avoided perms and relaxers, and she's gone with the blow dry for years. And if you watch the old Oprah Winfrey show, then you know that Oprah's hair is quite lovely. Now, in recent years, I believe Oprah has gone to wearing wigs and keeping her hair braided and not processing. I'm sorry, and not blow drying her hair as much as she would have while she was on television. But Meghan, of course, she doesn't wear her hair down all the time. She doesn't keep the blow dry curls constantly blowing in other people's faces. You know, some people have to depend upon that in order to, feel whatever it is they feel. I'm not going to speculate, but Meghan has decided that it's not necessary for her to go about with her hair blowing in everybody's face and, you know, all the other stuff. You know what I'm trying to say and not say at the same time. So whatever I'm not saying, you can count on me being a little shady about not saying it. But yeah, so that's the secret, is she uses that keratin treatments, and also she doesn't do the full-time blow dry hair constantly, with the extensions and all that kind of stuff, the clip-on pieces and what have you. So that's the secret. The secret is there really is no secret. The secret is don't overdo it. Okay. So the other day, celeb bitchy Duchess Kate hair pieces was pretty obvious during her day in Wales. I'm going to take their word for it. I can't tell the difference except for the fact it seems to be far more volume than what appears to be natural for, you know, it is a little voluminous, incredibly voluminous, like morbidly, curiously voluminous for no good reason. And yeah. Okay. If you guys do not follow Celeb Bitchy on YouTube, you really should. That is what they call their YouTube channel. They also are on Twitter. I recommend you follow them. They're very good. So I recommend them. Okay. So I'm almost out of here, you guys. Some of you guys will probably go over to Duchess of Success. And then because it's Friday, well, you know what? I'm not sure when Facts and 2 Cents are going to upload today, or if they have already. But yeah, so there'll be plenty of squad stuff to watch this weekend. What else? And Miss VSN, I haven't watched for a couple days, so I need to get caught up with her. Hey, Mo Shannon, what's going on? I didn't know you were here. Mo, I have a question for you. Since you have the password to my HBO Max, are you watching or are you watching my HBO Max? Are you watching or are you watching my HBO Max? Anyway, oh, I know. I'm just one of those people. I do one little favor and I won't stop talking about it. I even had to solicit the help of Oprah Winfrey. Was she watching my HBO Max or was she watching my HBO Max? I'm just trying to figure it out. Listen, you guys, Mo will tell you that I am an absolute hoot. This is not a performative art that I'm putting on. This is my real self. I am a cut up. Do you hear me? An absolute cut up. What else would I do? Come on out, Tom Cruise. You get a car. You get a car. Everybody gets the password to my HBO Max. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, squatties and baronets, we have to get out of here. So let's give love to our faves because it is 2 hours and I really need to rest my voice. Let's give love to our faves, the queen of everything. And that, of course, is Doria. And the queen of hearts, Princess Diana, Princess of Wales, the Queen of Hearts. This is like, I think, most Shannon's favorite look for Diana. She loves this photo. Okay, so that's it, you guys. Who wants to have the last word today? Last word, somebody. Last word. Okay, let's see what we got. Bye, all. Have a great day. Fancy, fancy. Don't you have something a little fancy, fancier? Let me see. Bye, everyone. Leave in the chat. Please like before you leave. Yes, Lydia. Thank you. Okay, let's ginger avenger ourselves out of here then. And I think that's going to be it. Thank you, Lydia. Okay, have a good day, everyone. Have a great weekend. And don't forget, are you hydrating or were you hydrating? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take that away and love you all. Toodles.